Hey folks, welcome to Infoport Travel. Ready for a stroll through Moscow's heart? Let's roll. Moscow, a sleepless city with an energy that captivates all who experience it. I'll show you Moscow's central streets on a summer evening. Enjoy the view. Picture yourself in downtown Moscow, where the buzz is tangible, the pace quick, and ambition fuels every moment from dawn at the Kremlin to Moscow City's neon nights. Moscow's vibe is unique, every street pulsing with life. This blend of old and new creates a dynamic atmosphere that both inspires and energizes. Living in Moscow means constant motion. Muscovites, known for their grit, live life with purpose. Moscow is a hub of culture, from world-famous theaters like the Bolshoi to cutting-edge galleries and music venues. The city offers a never-ending cultural celebration. Each district has its own unique vibe, adding to the city's character. There's always something new to discover, whether you're in bohemian Arbat or high-tech Skolkovo. Moscow, Russia's capital, holds immense historical, cultural, and political significance. With over 12 million people, it's one of Europe's largest cities and the heart of Russian life. Moscow, Russia's cultural capital, boasts numerous theaters, museums, and galleries. First-time visitors should definitely check out the Bolshoi, one of the world's oldest and most famous opera houses. Dorogomilovo district, one of Moscow's most compact areas, yet interesting for housing, architecture, and leisure. The location of this district is significant. The capital center can't possibly be dull. Housing quality is top-notch, built for Soviet elites. That's why resale properties here are often more sought after than new builds. Solid brick construction, spacious apartments with high ceilings appeal to history lovers. Old buildings house those who inherited apartments. Living here is pricey, challenging for some residents. Its location attracts high-income earners to business hubs. Kiev railway station, central to the area, links Moscow to other cities and countries. By the way, from here you can catch the Aero Express to Vnukovo Airport. The city's architecture blends historic and modern styles, from Soviet-era grandeur to Moscow City's skyscrapers, reflecting its evolving skyline. Moscow's iconic Seven Sisters, a group of Stalinist-style skyscrapers, are a notable part of its identity. Moscow is a city of contrasts, where old meets new and tradition blends seamlessly with modernity. It's a city that never sleeps, constantly evolving and surprising visitors. Now I want to show you the garden ring on a summer evening. Enjoy and be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. From historical roots to cutting-edge innovations, Moscow's heartbeat is the pulse of endless opportunities and vibrant life. Moscow's founding year is said to be 1147, but that's not quite right. Actually, that's when the city was first mentioned. The exact year the capital began isn't known in the chronicles. Residents first celebrated City Day in 1947 on Moscow's 800th anniversary. It was then decided that the first Saturday of September would become City Day. The city was named after the Moscow River. The origin of the name Moscow has several theories. Slavic Baltic interpretation says Mosk means swamp, slush, or mire. The Finno-Ugric version claims Moscow means cow river or bear river in ancient Finnish. The Garden Ring is one of Moscow's most famous circular roads. Many songs and poems mention it in various stories and novels. It's nearly 16 kilometers long and about 70 m wide. The ring was formed on the site. Boris Godunov ordered an oak wall with towers built atop the rampart, with a water-filled moat dug outside. Built in just a year, it was nicknamed Skorod, quick built. Officially called the Wooden or Earthen City, it housed artisans, peasants, and small traders. The wooden walls and towers often caught fire. The rampart soon became the city's customs border. Later it was filled in, creating a wide ring road. Paved with cobblestones, homeowners had to plant gardens, making it the Garden Ring. These boulevards lasted until the 1930s. The gardens are still remembered at the Vysokie Gory estate on Sadovoye near Kursky district. Horse-drawn trams in the 19th century became electric trams in the early 20th with Route B Moskvichila. They called him Buggy. No tram lines since the 50s, but trolleybus B follows the ring. Well, now it's an electric bus, not a trolleybus. It's likely the only Moscow transport route that kept its name. Today, the Garden Ring's historic greenery is being restored. Last year, trees were planted: lindens, maples, rowan, and decorative apples. The Garden Ring's history dates back to 1592. Surprisingly, Moscow once fit within today's Garden Ring. This was during Boris Kadunov's reign. Around the city, a defensive wall was built with a moat behind it. Thus, ancient Moscow defended itself against Crimean Tatar raids. Later, the wooden wall was replaced by an earthen rampart, becoming the city's fourth defensive belt. After the 1812 warfare, the rampart was covered with cobblestones. Underground tunnels, crossings, bridges, and estacades were built here. Gradually, the ring was filled with tall administrative buildings and business centers. 3 of the 7 famous Stalinist skyscrapers are located on Sadovoye Ring. The first Circle metro line also runs along it. 6 of 12 stations on this line have exits to Sadovoye, as do some radial branches. It's fascinating to view Moscow's main ring through time's prism. Historically, markets sprang up at city entrances, most famously Sukharevsky at Smolensk. Smolensko-Senaya Square traded hay, firewood, and coal. We moved clockwise along Sadovoye, reaching Novinsky Boulevard, a long-standing place for public festivities. The Metropolitan's country estate, Novinsky Monastery, was located here. At the Tverskaya Street intersection, a triumphal square was built for ceremonial entries of important figures. The Garden Ring has witnessed many significant historical events. In July 1944, after defeating Nazi forces in Belarus, a column marched along it. Germans, Today, the Garden Ring hosts peaceful processions and events. It's closed several times a year for marathons, bike parades, or car rallies. The Garden Ring is a key transport artery in Moscow. It's lined with business centers, busy roads, and tourist-filled sidewalks. The ring showcases architectural gems of the capital's historic heritage. For years, Sadovaya was just for vehicles, but now it's becoming more pedestrian-friendly. Recent renovations unified the Garden Ring, connecting 17 streets and 15 squares. The ring comprises 17 streets and 15 squares, each with unique names. Its total length is 16 kilometers. At its narrowest, on Crimean Bridge, it has 6 traffic lanes. Surprisingly, you can cycle the entire Garden Ring. It usually takes about an hour. Just be aware of some steep climbs, but they're followed by descents where you can coast without pedaling. Moscow's rapid growth continues to amaze year after year. Clearly, current transport can't handle the traffic, and Muscovites now see long jams as unavoidable. Many drivers now park outside, take the metro, and use public transport in central Moscow. We've now reached Triumphal Square, located near Mayakovskaya metro station. The square's history dates back to the late 16th century. Under Tsar Fyodor Ivanovich, city walls and Tver Gate were built here for foreign envoys. Today, it's a vibrant public space popular with locals and tourists alike, who visit while strolling along Tverskaya Street and the Garden Ring. Triumphal Square is situated in Moscow's Tverskoy district. It's easily accessible on foot from Mayakovskaya metro station. Triumphal Square is one of Moscow's most renowned squares. Over time, it has changed both its name and appearance multiple times. Tverskaya Street is Moscow's main and most famous thoroughfare. The first mention of Tverskaya Street dates back to the 12th century. The street formed from the main road to Tver, which in the 14th century joined with the road to Novgorod. This influenced its importance, but St. Petersburg's founding played the decisive role. Then the Tver Road became the way to the new capital, cementing its status as the main thoroughfare. Along it, czars, ambassadors, and important guests entered the city. As the sun sets over Moscow, the city bathes in a warm golden glow, becoming enchanting. The day's hustle gives way to a calm yet powerful energy as twilight approaches. It's then that Moscow reveals its true magnificence, a grand metropolis where history and modernity dance together in a captivating play of light and shadow. Every corner seems filled with a unique, almost magical atmosphere, inspiring awe and admiration. Evening in Moscow isn't just a time of day, but when the city's soul reveals its breathtaking beauty. Friends, if you enjoyed our walk today, please like, subscribe, and see you in the next episodes. Bye!